That's another interesting thing you guys were talking about with Bert, where you're just like, you guys are like these comedic rappers, but you guys are like you're teetering on the edge of being like legitimate, like successful hip hop artists and comedians.
Well, it's like, it's my buddy Stu, who's Stu's a really good rapper. So it's like you got people, right? So it's like kind of like for white dudes, the way in the hip hop was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
it's for people to take you serious.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, say what you want, like, one of the best ever to do it, Eminem.
Right.
His first rhymes are so insanely amazing.
Sick.
But they're funny.
Yeah,
like he's a sick lyricist, but there's a lot of comedy there. Like Eminem is hilarious, and he's also very deep, very dark, like intense. But his foray into hip hop was, Hi, My Name Is, which is like dope, but sick, but hilarious. And I think that's what like the Beastie Boys initially were funny. Me and Stu, like my buddy Stu, is a dope rapper, really good. He was an actor. He's been in a ton of stuff. He was a Care Bear as a kid. He was Donnie Darko. Like he's been in a lot of stuff.
Shit.
And he just rapped on the side in GarageBand. And I one day I heard him. I'm like, yo, this shit. He raps so good about a porn star. The porn star heard it. And he started dating her. Like that was like, because he started dating him because she loved his.
Do you have a pencil?
He started rapping so much, and so like so I was a fan of his raps, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna produce your rap. So I gave him like $20,000 to like do his album, and he did it, but couldn't get it going. This was before like SoundCloud, and I'm like, yo, I'm doing this movie. Like you gotta help me. So he wrote my rhymes, but not really for Malibu. But then he started writing all these other rhymes. So I wanted to put out a comedy rap album called Crap. No, but like that's what comedy and rap. But like before, like The Lonely Island is also really funny.
Oh, yeah,
but The Lonely Island is dope too. Like they're good rappers. So I think that's what we do. We go in with a funny way, but no one can accept it. Now there's artists that can. 1 minute they're acting, the next minute they're cooking, the next minute they're writing a book, and they're like accepted. But for a while, people were like they couldn't take you outside of your hole, your pigeonhole. And so I think now it's easier to be a cross-platform artist. But yeah, like you could, the key to it is a good beat.
Yeah,
and then like keeping the shit hard. But for me, you couldn't be hard right away. You had to be funny. But if you listen to my album with Stu, there's some bangers in there, low key.
Hell yeah, low key
bangers. You know what I mean?
Mike, you know what low key bangers are?
You know what a low key banger is, Mike?
No, I don't. Actually, no, I don't.
Low key on the high note.
Dude, maybe you missed the part where I said I fit hearing aids.
No. Low key on the high note means that it's like, it's like, how can I say it? Like, this taco's low key fire. So how would you say what that is? Turn it off.
It fucking keeps vibrating.
Fuck, dude. Marilyn Manson.
Low key means just like a lot of people don't know about it. Like it's underrated and it's really fucking good.
It's like Taco Bus has got a low key fire chorizo taco. You don't know about it. It's like it's good, but it's like on the menu, low key. It's kind of hidden.
Right. It's like not the most popular thing.
Okay.
But it's
not mainstream.
It could be the best.
Yeah.
Thing.
It's not mainstream.
Right.
Like
a lot of Florida rappers came up. Like that.
Yeah, like that. Like Florida. Like.
Have you ever heard of Rod Wave?
No.
Okay, never mind.
But that's all right.
He's like one of the top 5 Billboard hip hop artists. He's got like he's been in like top 5 Billboard for like the past year and a half to 2 years. And he literally was born and raised 10 minutes from here in like the ghetto of St. Pete.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's weird that St. Pete has a ghetto.
Oh, dude, it gets rough in St. Pete, downtown, or like South Side St. Pete. Not like
stabbings and stuff.
Oh yeah, stabbings and shootings every week probably. I mean, it's not as bad as like some other towns. It's not as bad as Chicago, but it's still pretty bad.
Yo, like low key, like I'm trying to think, like Chick-fil-A. Man, that's high key now. Trying to think like
food.
Anything like Popeyes,
like Have you had the Popeye chicken sandwich?
That's low key fire.
It's fire.
Medium key fire, meaning kind of it's bad, and then he'll just go high key. It's like, yo, it's just high key.
Yeah.
High key on the high note.
High key on the high note. Yeah. That's when you've
that's
completely
when
sold out.
It's done.
Yeah, you're sold out. You've already hit your core. You've already.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like you come off stage and go, that gig was low key fire.
Right.
And you didn't expect it to be that good because it was like I played as like a tree house.
Yes.
In LA. I'm not kidding. It's in. I was telling them we were playing all these places outside, and some dude has got this dope setup. You would love it. With like tables and bushes, but like high up. He built like straight up during the pandemic. Built like tree houses. Not crazy extravagant, but dope. So there's a table up there. It's this dude's crib in Los Feliz, not far from me, by Griffith Park. Ever heard of Griffith Park?
No.
And so you have. And so you go there and you'll do a show, and there'll be like 60 people. And there's like little booths and shit, and it's high key fire. Meaning it's like
it's mainstream.
Yeah, because it's in the back of this dude's house, and it was like one of the hottest clubs.
It's in the back of his house.
He built it in the back of his house.
How's
That's
parking?
sick.
You just park on the street. You park on the street.
That's hilarious.
And
dude.
it's high key fire.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so it's like that's what people do. One of the greatest things about the pandemic is it brought the entrepreneurs out. So many cool, interesting, inventive people did shows or Zoom. You know, podcast blew up. So there's always moves to be made.
Well,
whether something's good or bad. There's always moves, right,
Yeah.
Mike?
Like Churchill said, never let a problem go to waste. Never let a never let
Can you find the Churchill quote he's talking about?
Yeah, it's never let a crisis go to waste.
Is that
Never
what he
let a
said?
crisis go to waste. That's a good quote.
I think it took me longer to say that than Churchill lived.
Jesus Christ, Mike. Yo, low key, I was waiting somebody to high key mention that.
Never let a good crisis go to waste.
Speaking of low key fire, bro, some of the best podcasts that I've done have been low key fire. Like the most fire podcasts, they're always low key.
Yeah.
They're not like the most popular ones with the most views.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's like the shit that pops off on YouTube more than anything else is not always the best stuff. Like the best content that I've done is not always been the most popular. I'm sure you feel that way with like movies and in different shows that you've done or specials that you've done.
I did a movie called Buddy Hutchins, and it's on Amazon Prime, and it was a little movie, and I play a guy that's kind of, you ever see the movie Falling Down?
Mm-hmm.
He did, you didn't. You should see it, but you might get it. So it's basically kind of what's happening now. It's like about a white middle-aged man who like can't deal with society anymore.
Yeah,
it's like the original,
just
like,
giving up, man.
Get off my lawn type of dude. And it's Michael Douglas. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's great.
Brilliant movie.
Glasses. He looks totally different.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's basically just like a guy just having a bad day to progressively worse, and it's just like,
which turns into a bad week and a bad month.
So I did like a low budget version of that called Buddy Hutchins, and it's just this guy. He's at his wit's end, and he ends up doing horrible things, but they're like, they're justifiable throughout the plot. And it was kind of over the top. At one point, I have a chainsaw. It's a little crazy, but people have hit me up about it, like, "Yo, Buddy Hutchins is low key fire." Like, so, but it played a niche, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, things have niches. So your podcast, people will have niches. It's like when you go to a convention. I do a lot of horror convention signings, and there's just people that are just straight up. The dude who was the fifth death guy killed in Chucky will have such a line because people connect with that character. So super specific things now. That's why this media is blowing up, because people will just, like with the hearing aid, you know, and there's a lot of people out there that need a hearing aid. They'll take that clip and they'll be like, oh, they'll look at it, and they might be a lot of traffic to Mike because of that. So it's like, I think with just all of us being able to connect.
Well, not
in
if
our
I can't
needs.
form sentences.
Well, that was the Churchill one.
That was just on the tip of my tongue.
Happens, Mike.